All right, guys, so this is without a doubt the most broken and stupid setup for Verso that I use a lot in our playthrough, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. So starting off the match, as usual, we have shields and we have low HP. We're using the Sciel. Let's go into Phantom Stars. We'll break everybody, get them all primed and ready for some big damage. Remember, he's getting 10% extra damage per each shield that he has on him. So that's 50% on top of the 5 that he has. So now after breaking them, we're going to go into Steeled Strike. You'll see Sciel actually is supposed to go after him. I almost said Lune. So let's actually target the Dualist for this because his defense is the highest. And well, Fortune's Fury, even though we don't need it, it's so unnecessary. And then we're going to Intervention. If you Intervention Verso here, he gets 3 turns with this build instead of 2. See, now he has 3. Steel Strike will go off on the first one. Overkill did 14 million in one hit, and there was still 12 more hits to go after that. So there's not a lot of enemies that'll survive this setup at all. So just like Sciel, he's absolutely broken in the most fun ways. Let's go ahead and we'll still strike the Mask Keeper. We could have totally used Endbringer there instead. Oh, I missed the last hit. We could have totally used Endbringer there to just like speed this up, but just wanted to show you guys just how stupid BltzZ this can get. And obviously at the bottom right, we have our limit break. Let's go ahead, Angel Eyes. Massive overkill. Such a fun build. I loved putting this together and just continuously like expanding it further and further the more Pictos we find, because in your first playthrough you're not going to find every single Picto. And the reason why this build works is, let's talk about the weapon. The weapon, the Sciel, is one of his best. I would say it's probably his second best weapon that you can get in the entire game. The overall best is going to be the Sciel. The best for teammates is going to be Sciel, and the Dualiso is probably the best as soon as you get him, because you don't get this too long after you get Verso. It's a very, very strong weapon. It's more basic attack focus, but helps out a lot with those free aim builds. So I definitely recommend starting off with Dualiso for Verso, but it does fall off in the end game. It does. It's just like, it's not going to deal as much damage. And you saw how much damage we were doing just now. Instead of just spamming free aim shots to stack enemies up to 173 burn or more, this is one shot them with Sciel. So Sciel is a weapon that you can get, and I'll probably put it on the screen, but you can get it from an enemy once you learn how to fly. So you start the battle always at rank S, which is amazing, but he can't be healed or gain shields, which is fine because we're not really trying to heal in this build setup. And also you'll notice he still does get shields, but that's because of the wording of this. He can't gain shields at the start of battle, but he gets shields before the battle technically starts when the characters are just now getting up because of Sciel. So he still gets shields. He just can't get them afterwards. But it's okay. Even if you don't want to run shields on this, level 10, 20% increased damage for each consecutive turn without taking damage can stack up to 5 times. That's stupid broken, because if you notice on the bottom right, as soon as the battle starts, Sciel will activate, and that immediately means that he is getting that 20% increased damage off of the first turn, and then the second turn, and the third. You know, it's just getting way overpowered how strong this weapon can get, and that's a level 10 bonus. That's stupid good. And then apply Rush on rank S, which means you don't need to run Rush at all as a Picto. You could save some Lumina with that. I think this weapon is insanely strong in that way. Minoko's guide is up next, so hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on it, guys. Help raise that 38% even higher. It really does help support the channel a lot, and I really do appreciate you guys for joining and becoming members, man. We got 112 members now. We're 3 away from 115, so if you want, you can join a membership tier. It's totally optional. You don't have to do it, but it really does help us out a lot, and I greatly appreciate it, guys. And I've been loving the support as well on the character guides. After character guides, we got some story stuff we got to talk about, because there's some pretty exciting stuff with that, and by now most of you have finished the story and you're just dying for answers, and don't worry, we got a lot of them for you all. Let's talk about the stats for this weapon. When it comes to Verso as a character, I think just like everybody else, you know, I keep saying it every video, but your priority should be might, agility, and luck, all the way until you can get to a point where your Pictos will automatically max out your crit rate, and then you don't have to spec into luck. The only reason I'm spec'd into luck here is because the weapon calls for it, right? It's an A rank, S rank for agility, and might, of course, for the damage. But I could absolutely go ahead and change up his Pictos if I wanted to, and adjust it so that he just has exactly 100% crit chance. These are the Pictos I have on him. I have Quick Break, Sweet Kill, and Augmented First Strike. I could probably drop Sweet Kill. I'd rather just keep that 600 speed that he's getting there. It's okay if he's overcapped on crit. It's just so ridiculous how this character is set up. And you notice that I was only running him with Sciel. Sciel is, in my opinion, still the most broken character in the game because of how much she controls in that aspect. Let's go through the build. It's quite a lot, but again, this is like endgame stupid stuff. At death's door, 50% more damage if health is below 10%. We have him set with auto death, but he also has survivor, which keeps him from dying. So this makes it so that he starts off every battle at 1 HP. He does have overload in order to do that, but overload costs 6 AP, and yeah, it's one of those things. In the best ways to deal the most like max damage with Verso, this setup is how you should do it. Augmented First Strike, we have equip. Base shield, +1 shield if not affected by any shield on turn start. This is kind of... we don't need this, actually. It's kind of a waste. I could probably slot that into something else because on turn start, he's not going to get any shields because Chevalier will prevent that from happening. So I think I was running some tests and I had that on. So don't have that on. Burn Affinity to do 25% increased damage on burning targets. All the enemies will be burned thanks to what we have running on Sciel, which we'll go through after this. So that's good. Burning shots, I could actually take that off. That's another waste as well. We just think, I mean, we could put charging attack. No, that's base attack. We could put charging critical to raise that up. Use charging mark as well, and there we go. Like now we'll actually get our gradient maxed out from the beginning. And then we have cheater Picto. It's a staple, most broken Picto in the game. In this game, is not the damage is obviously crazy, but the amount of turns you can take before the enemy and steal turns as well is what makes this Picto even more crazier. Confident Fighter for 30% increased damage, but he won't be healed. That's okay because the weapon also prevents us from being healed, so we might as well throw this on. If you're running the Chevalier, this is what you're gonna get. Dead Energy 1 and 2 for more AP on killing an enemy. And we got double marks, so the marks will last more than a little bit longer on enemies. He does hit like 13 times with Steeled Strike, so it's still okay. And let's go through some more. Powering Last Stand, Powerful Fighting Alone. That's solo stuff, yeah. Energizing Break. This is important. 3+ AP on breaking the target. Since he's going to break every enemy, thanks to his team setup on the beginning of the battle, this is good because it lets him basically get enough AP to do Steel Strike. If I use Phantom Stars and then his turn comes up again, he's only going to have 7 AP. He's not going to have 9 in order to use Steel Strike. So Energizing Break is really good. And we have Energizing Start 1 and 2. You don't need 3 and 4 because we also have Energizing Turn and Energy Master. So Energizing Start only works at the beginning of the battle, whereas Energizing Turn is every time that character's turn comes up. And thanks to Energy Master, it erases this all by 2. So he'll get 2 on battle start, another 2 on battle start, so that's 4. And then his turn, that's another 2, that's 6. And then Energy Master proc again, and by default, every character gains 1 AP. So it's, without overcapping this, it's a little unnecessary to be running 3 and 4 on top of that, so you're okay with that. You could also, if you have the opportunity, you could always put in like Energizing Stun for more AP on hitting a stun target. That's always good too. And Exposing Break is really important. Puts defenseless debuff on the enemies if he breaks them, which he does every single time. First offensive, first hit dealt and taken until 50% more damage. Good. First strike to play first. Glass Cannon for more damage. Gradient Break. This is also very important for this specific setup. You actually get this in the Endless Ninth Sanctuary, I think. It's like the middle path behind the grandest Talk to That NPC. You go around it. There's a cave in the middle where it's hidden. Gradient Fighter to increase damage with gradient attacks. And we got Greater Defenseless to do 15% more damage output for Verso against a defenseless enemy. And then Greater Powerful. So he also deals 15% more off of the Powerful. I think Powerful and Defenseless is 25% damage in the way that they affect. So adding 15% on top of that is good. More damage is always good. We have Immaculate for more damage. We have In Media Res, plus 3 shields on battle start, but max health is halved. So he's getting 3 shields that way. Inverted Affinity to invert himself and do more damage for the first 3 turns. Marking Break, so this way as soon as he breaks an enemy, it'll mark him. And we have Painted Power and Painter. I put Painter on him because Verso, a lot of his attacks are physical based or based on the weapon's element. And I'd rather have Painter, which is void damage. And just to clarify something, I see a lot of people were confused in the Sciel video. They think that void damage is dark damage. It's not. That's not it. Sciel by default does have dark element on a lot of her attacks, except Card Weaver and I think one more. They're physical. So if you put Painter on her, it changes that to void damage, and it's very different from dark. No enemy, don't think, is resistant to void damage. It is not the same as dark element. So just wanted to clarify that. Painted power, of course. That's how all this stuff works. Powered attack. This dude hits so many times. Verso is a machine. He hits so many times. He'll be buffing his damage every time he lands a strike with 1 AP. And if it's successful, it increases his damage by 20%. Between this and Chevlam, 20% every single turn, 20% every single hit that's being landed. Stupid broken. Like he's just too damn good. They gave us they gave us too much power in this game, but I love it. I fucking love it. Powerful shield, so 10% increased damage per shield point on self. He has 5 with this setup. If we had another character that had shielding death on them, he could technically get 8 or 9, I think. So you can get even more damage with Verso with a full team. We're just running Sciel just to show you just how, with turn manipulation, how crazy things can get. We have quick break to play again on breaking a target. This doesn't work when you have cheater and all these other things active, but I just have it equipped, so that's why we have the crit bonus off of it. It's kind of a waste because it's only it's 3 Lumina that's saving us, so I would be better off going with something else that costs more Lumina. For what it's worth, yes, I agree. Rewarding mark to deal to get more AP when you hit a marked enemy. Roulette, every hit has a 50% chance to deal either 50% of its damage or 200%. It's a gamble, but at this point of the game, it's quite a lot when you're getting 200% of... You saw 14 million was that damage, right? SOS power and rush, so this way he gets that on battle start. I could drop... Honestly, I could drop rush. I don't need SOS rush because he's getting it automatically from the S rank. From the weapon. Second chance to stay... well, if he dies, he comes back. Shield affinity, 30% increased damage while having shield, but if you receive any damage, all the shields are immediately gone. This is high risk, high reward. You put this on if you want to delete enemies. You don't need to run it. It is 30% damage, but if you take this off, that means that you can get hit 5 times and not until you lose all your shields. So keep that in mind. I have shield affinity on just to showcase the craziest damage, but you don't have to have that on. I have shortcut, so this way he plays immediately, falling below 30% health. This is with auto death and survivor. If you have shortcut on a teammate, they will play first. So just I'm gonna make a deeper video to kind of talk about the wording and the way that certain Pictos work together, because there is a lot of confusion I'm seeing in comments where people are wondering, why is my third character going first instead of my first 2 characters? That's why. It's because that third character has shortcut, and since they're going below a certain threshold of health, they technically are priority to go first. Because it says immediately. They immediately play when they fall below 30%. So you want to have this on the other 2 characters if you want them to go first. Solidifying for 2 more shields when characters' health fall below 50%. You know, now I'm thinking about it. I don't think in media res is working on Verso. This might be a waste. Because if he's getting 2 shields when health falls below 50% at the start of battle, and he's getting 3 from Sciel dying and then reviving, that's 5. Technically, I should, with this, have 8. I just realized that, but it's okay. We'll leave it in the video because these builds are insane. There's so many moving parts to them, so you could come across some stuff like that. And then we got stun boost to increase damage on stun targets. He's stunning everybody, so deal more damage to them. Survivor, so he doesn't die from the auto death. Sweet kill, we just have equipped for the crit. Tainted to increase his damage for each status effect on self. Like, this also boosts based off of having inverted on him, so he gets more damage off of having inverted. Teamwork, if all allies are alive. I don't know how this exactly works with a duo team setup. I think it still works because technically it's a teammate. And then we got warming up for 5% increased damage per turn, can stack up to 5 times, which is just overkill with how many turns he's constantly taking. That to the point where this actually makes up for inverted affinity wearing off after the 3rd turn. This kind of like starts helping that out in that way. So those are the Pictos I have running on him. A lot of you guys are asking for me to go through alphabetically so you can better see it. So I wanted to make sure to do that because, again, I really appreciate you guys supporting the videos, and I want to help make this a lot easier to understand for you guys if possible. So now with Sciel, we have the Chation build just because I love this so much. She just becomes so streamlined with this setup. We have her at 110% crit rate, and these are the Pictos I have on her. You'll see her setup is essentially kind of running the same exact stuff that we were running with her previous video build. So we got Aegis Revival to give herself a shield on being revived, which she does revive at the beginning at death's door. Let me talk about the main stuff for her, right? The main things you're going to need: auto death, so this way she dies; breaking death, so she could fully charge the enemy's break bar, so Verso can break it on the first turn; burning death, so this way she could put 3 burn on all enemies; and burn affinity to do more damage. She's going to be buffing a lot in general, so I have 10% gradient charge for her, but I could put more, honestly, if you wanted to. Charging burn, 20% gradient charge on applying a burn. She puts 3 burns, so that's good. And we got Cheater Picto on her. Confident Fighter, critical moment for more crit chance, which is kind of redundant because she's over 100% crit already. I could just remove that if I wanted to. Dead Energy 1 and 2. Energizing Parry, which I should put on more people. Energizing Start 1, 2, and 3, and Energizing Turn. Again, I could take off 3, I think, with this setup. I don't think I need to have 3, but whatever. We'll just have it on because I don't think we're not hurting for Lumina with her in particular. But if you were, that's what you would do. First offensive for more damage. First strike, glass cannon. You go up here. Greater defenseless, greater powerful, just so she can take advantage of those buffs as well. Immediate res for shields on but half health. Immaculate for more damage. Inverted affinity. And last stand critical, which again I don't need. I still have the stuff on because I was running like solo builds with her yesterday. Painted power, painter because I love it. Powerful shield for more damage on herself. And now we're reaching towards the end. We got roulette. This is equipped onto her. SOS power, SOS rush, second chance, shortcut. Again, shortcut's very important because she is going to die. She's going to revive, and then shortcut's going to proc because she technically died and was revived in the same turn, so she gets to play again. Solidifying 2 shields when character's health fall below 50%. Just have that on for situational. Tainted, teamwork, warming up, and can't really see it because I'm blocking it, but I have weakness gain on her. Let me move myself. Weakness gain, I have it on her, so this way she hits an enemy's weakness, she gets more AP. It's good for, honestly, I think that's really good for like solos. Like if you're running solos with a character, weakness gain is important. So this way they get more AP, because AP is the lifeline of anything within this game. Stun boost I could have on her if she does need to attack, so this way she could deal more damage to enemies. But yeah, that's essentially the build I have on her. And for Mael or Lune, whoever it is you're trying to run it on, in all honesty, guys, if you have the Lumina, try to mirror your other character to have what Sciel has on, right? And then you can mix and match. Some things you don't need to have, like you don't need to have Burning Death on them. Or actually you could, so this way you could put 6 stacks, right? If you're running Auto Death on the other character, like if I'm running this with her, I would have her also die, break the enemies, Burning Death, get more burn stacks on them. Yeah, in general, it's like these builds are kind of universal in that way. So let's go back to Verso. Let's talk about his moves in this particular setup. Again, this is Endgame Verso. Overload is great. Fantastic move. It was broken before the game came out, before the day 1 patch. We had this game a month already. It's actually been a month since I've been playing this game. This move was 0 AP. I'll put some footage on the screen right now. This move was 0 AP. It costed nothing to use this. And instead of increasing him to rank A, it automatically raised him to rank S, which made Verso incredibly good to the point where you could use any weapon with him. It didn't matter how you got to S rank. Overload would just do it. And because he was setting himself to 1 HP, he was able to take advantage of shortcut and take his turn immediately. So this was a good move, especially costing 0 AP. Fucking amazing. But they had to nerf it just because, I mean, for something like this to give so much offense and cost 0 AP, it's, yeah, you don't want to do that. Steel Strike, in my opinion, is his best move. It's extreme single target damage, 13 hits. Fucking crazy. It does take 2 turns in order to use, but that's why we have Cheater Picto, and we also have Sciel to kind of force intervention, make him take his turn. So this way he can throw this out there. It's a very strong move. It's basically his Omni Slash. I love it. It's so satisfying to see it happen. I love the animation of it and the sound effects. And also the voice acting. Ben Star's hilarious when he uses this move, how much shit he says when he's slapping up the enemies. And it does bonus damage at increased damage at rank S. And we got Phantom Stars. This is what we're breaking everybody with. Solid move. If you're rank S, it costs only 5 AP. So since we're starting off at rank S, this is really good. Again, this is endgame build. Endbringer's another good move. It can increase the damage if the target is stunned, and if he's in A rank, you can also reapply the stun to the enemy for one more turn. So again, he's if it's not apparent enough, Verso is a break specialist, just like Gustav was. Rip. So with him being the break specialist, he has a lot of ways to kind of reapply stuns and benefits you get out of that. Burden I have just in case, because he's taking so many turns, he's running out of inverted affinity. He could use Burden to remove the inverted from a teammate and give it to himself. Just situational. It's only 1 AP. And we got leadership to feed AP to other teammates. Really though, when you get to endgame, this is all you need with Verso. It's so satisfying running this. A lot of these moves are crazy expensive, but depending on the rank, like this can cost 5 AP instead of 9. This is very worth it if you got the energizing turns. And Endbringer, you could swap out. You don't really got to run this one. If I was you guys, I would probably swap out Endbringer for, what was it called again? Perfect Break is good. But again, we have an AoE break with Phantom Star, so you don't really need that. Strike Storm is good. And Radiant Slash. So Radiant Slash early game is going to be what you're using instead of Phantom Stars. Phantom Stars is your end game. Radiant Slash is your early game. It only costs 2 AP, hits all enemies, and can break them. So keep that in mind. While we're at it now, let's actually go through Verso's skills. You get Verso and he has a huge skill tree, and it's confusing because it's like, bro, what the hell is perfection? What is this DMC style point application element to his kit? Yeah, it does get to that point. But in my opinion, if as soon as you get Verso and you have enough points, depending on your setup, the first direction you would go is Overload. Overload is good very early game because it can be kind of tough to get to A rank and then S rank. You can use this in combination with those free aim builds, so that's also another thing to consider. And also follow up. Follow up is free aim. It's literally free aim the move. This buffs Verso, so this way his damage is increased for each free aim shot this turn up to 10 times. So great move. If you're at S rank, you're going to be using this a lot. So follow up. This we'll talk about in another build that we have. And just overall, just going through his moves. I haven't even used anything else. I didn't even unlock Speed Burst. Perfect Break, I think you'll be heading towards or getting in the beginning. Endbringer and Steel Strike are both expensive. They're way down here. But in my opinion, I think it's better to go for Steel Strike first. Especially since you have Sciel, you can fully use Steel Strike just fine. And not have to worry about his turns as long as he's using it before the battle, like before her turn. So keep that in mind. Strike Storm's also good, just like it was on Gustav. And Phantom Stars is over here. So you're essentially, as soon as you get them, kind of trying to focus on Overload and then saving up some points to try to get these two first. But you want to keep in mind the way his perfection system works is there is kind of a combo flow. So when you start off most battles with Verso, you're going to start off in D rank off rip just because you don't have any of the other stuff to give him. Quick Strike, if you use it at D rank, it'll give him more perfection. So this can immediately boost him into C rank. Oh, Marking Shot for, well, in C to increase damage. And then when you get to B rank, right? Because by the time you use Quick Strike, you're in C rank, use Marking Shot, now you went from C to B, or you hit an enemy and you went up that way. Assault Zero. Assault Zero, you use it in B, it does increase damage. You want to take a look at those moves and see what direction you can start to take them. Perfect Break is great. At B rank, it costs only 5 AP. And if it does break an enemy, this move is really good, especially early game. You want to use this because no matter what, if an enemy is about to be broken and you use this, say you're in D rank, it immediately puts you into S rank. So this is another really easy way, early game move to get into S rank with Verso, because that's where you're going to deal the most damage with them. Like all the other stuff, you don't really need too much, man. Radiant Slash is your next focus after that. So again, you start off with Verso, you go into the Quick Strike. Leadership is also good, and Phantom Stars. And then if you really need it, Overload is over here. They changed the way it works significantly, so I don't even think it's that good to be a main focus early on, but then we got the follow-up for his free aim build. And as of right now, this is what my Lumina is looking like for characters in Endgame. I definitely farmed a lot so this way I can get Minoko's build up and running, because we're going to be making a video on Minoko next. So yeah, you definitely want to stay tuned, check that out. Let's put Sciel at that. For any of the crazy broken stuff, 300 to 350 is what's needed. Anything over 400 is kind of overkill, as you can see with how much is deleting enemies. So I think if you have 300, you can get a really solid foundation going with these builds. So in the early game, like I was saying, this Dualiso build that's focusing on free aim shots and then going into your basic attacks to build up AP is pretty solid for Verso, but it does fall off like towards the end game. So you can honestly just keep on shooting at enemies, dealing damage in that way. And then you can start off with your basic attack, which if you have combo attacks, you see he fills up his AP back to max. So then you just kind of do it again. Oh, this enemy's kind of resistant to it. So, and also the other thing too is like if you kill an enemy with your shots, you're gaining back AP off of dead aim. You're also gaining back AP off of like using shots. So you see, like towards end game, it does fall off. And I'll actually show off the other fight as well, just so you guys can get an idea of it and see. Like, yeah. How fun does this get after after some time, right? So now he'll come out of his stun. Let's go ahead and Fortune's Fury. We'll make him go again. Right, because this is all about Verso and showcasing this build and setup. We also don't have Cheater on him. Yeah. So that's the free aim build that will just kind of like, if you're lucky enough, it'll keep going like it did towards the end there. So on this, we have Dualiso with Verso. I don't have it at level 33 because unfortunately I don't have enough chromas to perfect chromas in order to do that. But see, early game, this is really good because on a basic attack, he gets to play again. So you don't have Cheater, you don't have Faster and Strong until way later in the game. And the only way to go again is with Sciel. So if you have Dualiso and Sciel, this is a very strong build early on. 50% increased base attack damage, and base attack is 4 perfection, so it's also increasing his ranking and stuff too. So that's also good as well. And the build for this that we're running is going to be a little bit different than what we were just talking about, right? Just for the sake of it, I'm going to kind of go through it a little bit quicker. It's mostly aim related stuff. So we got 50% increased free aim damage. And also for Dualiso, don't forget the 50% increased base attack damage from augmented attack. That's definitely going to be very beneficial for this build. Augmented first strike is there. Burn affinity because we're going to be burning enemies with our shots because of burning shots. So might as well deal more damage to them. We got combo attacks 1, 2, and 3. Early game, you'll probably only be able to get combo attack 1 and 2. I don't think you'll be able to get 3 until flight, that is. Confident fighter for more damage. Critical burn would be good too to focus on maxing out those crits. I just have my AP all like applied out, right? Dead energy to get more AP on killing an enemy. Double mark to make the marks last longer, and that's really important because we do have some other ways that we can manipulate marks. We got energizing shots to get back AP on a free aim shot. It's a 20% chance. Energizing starts 1 and 2 with turn and energy master. If you don't have turn and energy master, you do 3 and 4 and try to get as many turns there. We have exposing attack because his base attack, since this is a base attack focus with free aims, you're going to apply defenseless to the enemy, so you'll deal more damage to them after base attacking them. We got first offensive here. You got first strike, glass cannon, greater defenseless, so you do more damage. You could also slot in greater powerful, but again, you don't get these till later. And immaculate, in media res, inverted affinity, marking shots. There we go. 20% chance to apply a mark on a free aim shot, and it lasts twice as long because we have the double mark. Painted power, painter, piercing shot to ignore shields. Powerful shield to get more damage. And here's powerful shot to get powerful on a free aim shot. And we got rewarding mark. This is the most important part of this particular kit. So the main way free aims work, because of the other one that we had that generates AP on random free aim shots. We also have rewarding mark because remember, we're marking enemies, we're making it last twice as long. So now we're going to get back more AP by dealing damage to a marked target after free aiming them. So as you guys saw at the end of that clip, we just kept it going. And we got roulettes, SOS power, which we don't need this. This is kind of a waste to have here since we're getting powerful off of shots. So you can drop this or drop the other one, whichever one you want. Second chance, shield affinity, sniper for more. First free aim shot deals 200% increased damage and can break, which is great with our what we're running on Sciel that we talked about. We got shortcut to immediately play when falling below 30% health once per battle. Solidifying 2 shield when characters fall below 50%. Staggering attack because break damage, increased break damage on base attacks. We're going to be base attacking a lot with this Verso build. Stun boost to do more damage to stunned enemies. Survivor, so you can survive one hit. Tainted, teamwork, warming up, versatile. Versatile is new that we just threw onto this build. After free aim hit, base attack damage is increased by 50% for 1 turn. So by the time you're done with your free aim shots and then you have to do your basic attack, you'll do more damage. This is good for early game. And then we have weakness gain also to gain more AP on hitting an enemy's weakness. Depending on the elements you're shooting them with, that your weapon has. Like this is a lightning weapon, I think. So against water enemies, Verso will continuously get back AP against water enemies with this weapon because it is, if I recall, it is elemental based for lightning. So yeah, this weapon is good, but it does fall off. So now let's show what the Dualiso is like towards like an endgame fight. And we have, let's see, we got certain stuff on him now. Ooh, actually, you know what? I did forget to use something on him. Oh, that's not gonna work actually. You can use follow up here. Let's carve a path. Medium light damage increase for each free aim shot this turn. I'd rather break him. You got the idea, guys. So we're gonna be here for a minute. In general, just go with the Chevrolet, man. Chevrolet, and then once you get to the Simoso, once you unlock Simoso, which is the end game weapon, like honestly, Simoso, I'm not talking about it as much because you're not really going to be using it in the end game fights. You're going to be using it more so in the, let's say it's going to be more focused for the New Game Plus aspect of things. So Simoso is a great weapon. Really best aesthetic in the game, in my opinion. It looks so cool. Yeah, vitality agility is its main focus. It's light damage based, so there are certain enemies that won't be able to take any hits off of this, so keep that in mind. But the main thing is he can't die if he's at least rank A. So if you're running Simoso, you're going to be going into Overload, and from Overload you basically immediately go to rank A. So while you're playing as Verso, if you're doing like a solo run with Simoso, he won't die as long as he's rank A. So keep that in mind. A 20% chance to apply burn on dealing light damage with the attacks, and it can also deal light damage on, well, any skill. So yeah, Simoso and Chevlam are his best 2 weapons. Now for a team composition, we talked about this in our 1.6 billion damage build. I think this ability is bugged. I don't think it's working as intended because it doesn't seem like it's applying that much of a damage boost to the teammates. So basically with Sciel, bonus damage from perfection applies to all allies at half value, which is amazing. Bonus damage no longer applies to Verso, so he just kind of falls off damage wise. But you put this on Verso if you're running a team where Verso is not the main focus. If it's like Mael or Sciel trying to put out damage, or Lune, you use this and Verso will buff them. And basically, as long as you stay in like S rank or A rank or higher, he'll continuously buff them essentially with his perfection. I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's working as intended on Steam. I've heard from some PlayStation players that it's working good and they're getting more damage out of it, but I haven't been seeing that with my teammates. Perfection gain is increased by 1 while powerful, so definitely want to run powerful on this. And support skills cost 1 less AP, so he will again be supporting people. You put this on and you can use abilities like leadership to give teammates back AP and stuff. So those weapons are essentially the focus. So Dualiso, great early game, falls off towards the end game. Chevalam, you get this as soon as you can because it's really good. Really fucking good. And then you wrap up all the side content with Chevalam, and then eventually you get Simoso for your New Game Plus run, and Sireso you can use if you want support Verso. And it's not to say like none of the other stuff can work here. Like Nosaram is essentially a free aim only weapon. Free aims break 2 shots, 2 shields, 50% increase free aim damage overall, double perfection gain on free aim shots. So if you're really trying to do a free aim build with Verso, you use this weapon. That's essentially how you play as Verso. Those are his best builds: early game, mid game, late game, and end game. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. A little bit longer, I feel like, than the other videos, but I want it to be as detailed as possible because when it comes to Verso, there's a lot of things to his kit. His mechanic isn't too hard to understand. There is a general flow to it, just like everybody else, but I think that you should really beeline to try to get the Chevalam with him after Dualiso, because this weapon is just so much better. It's a pretty good look too. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Clair Obscur Expedition 33 videos are on the way and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ and thanks for watching.